Meantime, the other developing story on SportsCenter, Terrell Owens no longer a Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys are cutting ties with a controversial receiver. In a story first reported by our Michael Smith, the Cowboys will roughly take a $9 million salary cap hit as a result. Remember, they paid him a $12 million signing bonus just last year as part of a new 4-year deal. Earlier, Terrence Newman, defensive back, with these thoughts on SportsCenter.
It was definitely a surprise to me, as I'm sure it is to a bunch of my teammates. It was one of those things where it was speculated, for the last couple of weeks in the news, the newspaper, but nobody really knew what was going to happen. He's a receiver who, he'll get on with another team. He's as dynamic a player as there is in the league right now. But, I guess, the organization, we just felt that, needed to go a different direction and try to build for the future, I guess. From a defensive perspective, I couldn't honestly tell you that they were divided. But at the same time, I could tell you that if there's a receiver in this league that doesn't want the ball in their hands, there's something wrong with them. Every receiver we have wants the ball in their hands, and time and time shows that when he gets the ball in his hands, he makes a lot of things happen. So I think it was justifiable for him to say that. But at the same time, Jason Witten is a great player, and Jason Garrett is a great offensive coordinator. So going back to the original question, I honestly couldn't tell you what the rift was between those three, but I thought T.O. was a great teammate to the guys that were on the defensive side of the ball.
So not only is this a risky move financially for the Cowboys, also on the field, as you take a look, as Owens clearly the production in that wide receiving core. He led the team with better than 1,000 yards receiving, also 10 touchdowns, while the rest of the Cowboy receiving core combined just had 4 more catches than Owens all of last season. Joined now by Ed Werder from the Cowboys facility at Valley Ranch. And Ed, I understand you have some new details of how this transaction went down.
Well, that's right. Jerry Jones, the Cowboys owner and general manager, accompanied by Executive Vice President and son Stephen Jones, traveled to South Florida yesterday to attend league meetings that are going on today in Palm Beach, and they met directly with Terrell Owens and his agent Drew Rosenhaus in South Florida yesterday and informed him face-to-face that the Cowboys had decided to go a different direction and that Owens was being released. Now, you mentioned the salary cap hit of $9 million. That is what will be applied to the Cowboys cap without having Owens participate on their team at all. It would have been $8 million had they played him, so it cost them an additional $1 million not to have him on the roster as opposed to having him on the roster. But Jerry will save an actual nearly $6 million that he doesn't have to pay Owens in 2009 base salary and a reporting bonus due on June 3rd.